already. Talking to our camera again. We haven't done this in a minute, so.
I know it's been a couple months. We apologize to our avid subscribers.
What was
you
the
know
last
who
one?
you are.
What was the last one?
A couple months ago.
Not a couple months.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
maybe like
No, a couple months
a couple
ago.
months sounds like it's like 3-4 months. I think
It's
maybe
been
like
at least 2.
I think maybe 2 months. But anyways, let's get right into it. So we don't make.
We just were like feeling it today. Today is date night. It's Tuesday night.
We just came from doing some bike rides and eating pizza because we're cheap and broke, but it forces you to be creative, so that's kind of cool. But anyways, that's not what the video is about. The video is about interracial dating. Whoa! Right, interracial dating.
This one, shout out to Safe, our friend, because we always do shout outs on the show.
Right. So why are we
our 4th episode? Because he was like, do you get suggestions for topics to talk about?
Yeah.
Like, for sure. And so he suggested we do interracial dating.
Yeah.
Which is not anything new to either of us.
Right.
It's a very interesting conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a conversation we really had much about.
Well,
We've
it's
talked
been
about
such a non-topic for us. Like, it's not a big deal at all.
Yeah.
To the point where actually your mum, I'm not sure if you know this, but your mum the other night when we were sitting and having dinner said to me, like she asked me, like, do your parents care that you're dating a black guy?
Oh.
I don't know, did you know? Yeah, she
No.
asked me. And I was like, no, because my family really couldn't care less.
Okay, let's start like, what was your first reaction, or do you remember the first time that like you saw a couple that looked different, maybe?
No, I never remember that. My relationship with interracial dating was interracial dating.
Okay, so what was your first
Like,
experience then? What was your first experience with interracial dating? Like, the first time you heard of it, or the first time that you...
I experienced it, I guess. I didn't even really think about it until someone said that I was in an interracial relationship.
Did
and
you,
I was like, what?
Like, did you know you were in an interracial relationship?
Yeah, but I didn't know that there were like, I didn't know that there was a label for it. Like, I didn't know that it was something that needed to be labeled / had already been labeled. I just did it, and then everyone was like, oh, you're in an interracial relationship.
And when was this? When was this?
This would have been, I think, specifically with my first boyfriend.
Interesting.
What about you? When's your first experience?
I think I definitely heard about it here. I remember, like, when I first came to Canada, there was this one saying I learned from a friend that he would always say. He always said that he would taste the rainbow. That he liked tasting the rainbow, and that basically meant like that he wasn't particularly picky or selective about what kind of women he was attracted to in terms of color. You know, he was like, I want to taste all of it. I like to be with all kinds of women. You know, white women, black women, brown women, Asian women. Like, that's, you know what I mean? So then I always felt like I myself resonated with that, because I felt like skin color to me wasn't necessarily something that I cared much about. That's not to say that I don't necessarily have like a type or
yeah, see, I definitely have a type. That's why it's like, I don't know.
No, go on.
No, that's all. Like, I definitely have a type, and so I've always been, I guess, an interracial dater.
Right. Yeah, for me it was just like, if I met someone who I was interested in that, you know, sparked that kind of sort of, I don't know, those thoughts for, I can't think of right now, but if they spark that in me to want to pursue something with them, then I would. You know, it didn't matter to me necessarily what they.
I think we're just lucky. Yeah, I just think we're lucky though, because this is the first relationship that I've been in, first interracial relationship that I've been in, that the person I was with's family didn't really mind about me. So my first 2 boyfriends, I was never properly introduced to their family. I was always kind of kept on like, not in secret, but more just like on the back burner a little bit. I've never been with someone whose family just like opened up to me completely, because my family's always been super open-minded and welcoming and respectful to the people I've been with, but I haven't felt the same back back, and I'm not sure if it's a race thing or a religious thing or a cultural thing.
I mean,
I personally think, personally think that one of them was because I was white, but that we had many other issues that kind of made it finish. Anyway, but this has been the first one. Like your family have not even made me question our relationship once based off culture or race or anything. Like they've just been so kind, you know.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean you've only met pretty much like my mom.
I mean, yeah, I've only just met your mom. I'm trying to think. I remember in high school there was this Asian girl I was seeing. And I do remember the first time that I first came to her house, she lied to her parents and she said that I was her friend and that I was there to do homework with her, not that I was her boyfriend. Her parents still kind of like thought it was weird. And I don't know, just they weren't particularly vocal about it, but just something felt off. Like I didn't necessarily feel welcome, but I didn't particularly feel like they didn't want me there. I mean, maybe it didn't even have to be the fact that I was black. Maybe just had to be that I was a guy, that I was there with her daughter. Who knows? So that's the
I just think that interracial dating is just so more common now. Like we have seen so like to be honest, there's a lot more here than there are back in Australia for sure, because obviously the multiculturalism. But we see so many interracial couples.
Right.
And it's great. Like I don't feel like walking down the street I'm an odd one out. In Australia, I'm not gonna lie, for sure. I definitely thought people looked at me. I definitely thought other men looked at me in like a, I don't know, I guess in a derogatory sense, both of them. But I just didn't care. Like I really, really didn't care. And I really never have cared. I just think it's so much more common these days that it's like almost a non-issue. I think that, and for us it's such a non-issue. Like I couldn't, you know what I mean? Like I don't think we feel weird walking down the street. I don't think people judge us for being in an interracial relationship. We certainly don't care. Our families certainly don't care. I mean, I come to church with you and everyone's so open towards me and so kind towards me in a church setting, you know what I mean? Even knowing I'm a different religion than you, let alone race. You know what I mean? Like I feel like everyone's just, I don't know if it's your community, I don't know if it's my community. I'm sure that there are issues out there that people face in terms of interracial dating. We're just lucky that we really don't face anything, right?
Yeah.
You don't feel like
I don't know. I mean, sometimes I think maybe half of the time we just don't pay attention to it. You know?
Yeah. If anything, if I was, and like I'm just gonna like put it like straight out there, I feel like if I was to get any, like the only times where I felt weird are when other black women look at me with you. And I know that that's
it's a touchy subject.
It's a touchy subject. And generally
I can see that you thinking
I
about saying that.
I want to say it or not.
No offense to anyone. We love everybody.
No, wait, but it's not offensive. It's more like as a generalization, like I feel like if I was to get any judgment from any other race and any other gender, it would be black women that would look at me like
get events I've definitely had.
I feel that. It is a huge generalization, but it is a personal experience.
Yeah, exactly. And you can't deny someone's personal experience.
Yeah.
I just think it's more just like a person thing. I know that there's particular people that are like still have that kind of primitive thinking that because you're black, you should be with a black person, and because you're white, you should be with a white person. At the end of the day, skin color is just a skin color, man. It's nothing more than just what someone's appearance is. It's not necessarily who they are as a person.
But seriously, like to finish, I think that we would really, like we are, obviously there would be Dominican Australian couples out there. We just want to know as well. Like we really,
she wants to know.
I really want to know if there are other like couples or people in relationships or married couples, like one of them is Dominican or one of them is Australian. I would just love to know because I'm just interested.
Anyways, I think this is a good point
to
finish the video.
We'll be back. We're gonna really start
we'll try to make
once
this
again.
more often. Who knows? I don't know if anybody really has a topic.
Yeah, if you have topics, like let us know.
Yeah.
I know that we were going to maybe do one. I think what we were talking about. What were we talking about? We've been going through some stuff, like individually.
Yeah.
We're kind of going through some stuff, so maybe we could shed some light on.
Maybe we can talk.
Maybe we could talk about like the money blueprint stuff as an example. Yeah.
Next episode on Cactus Love, the money blueprint.
Maybe.
Time.
Alright.
Stay tuned. Peace.